Hello, I'm Derek, and welcome back to the Change the Game, Start Again podcast. This podcast is designed for busy professionals looking to address their approach to fitness. You can join me every week for fresh ideas on training, nutrition, and lifestyle that you can immediately put to good use. Never be afraid to hit the reset button and have the mindset to start again. And this week's topic is very much on that, having that mindset to hit the reset button and having that mindset to start again. So, the topics we're going to talk about today are reflecting on 2021, planning out your 2022, and then online coaching. We're going to discuss what it is and if it's something you should look into. So first of all, Happy New Year. I hope you all had a good New Year. I hope you had a good Christmas. I hope you avoided COVID and was able to see your family. If you're currently struggling with COVID and you're all locked up, hopefully you can get out soon and hopefully it's not affecting you that much. And if you are struggling with COVID, then hope you get better soon. Just respect Mr. COVID-19, isolate, do your bit, and then you can just bounce back and your 2022 will start next year. Start next week. Right, so topic one, we're going to reflect on 2021, with a bit of a fitness focus behind that. And this is something you must do. You must make the time to reflect on a year that's just gone. We're all busy people. We all got things in our way, and it's quite easy to say, I haven't got the time to sit there and reflect on my year and take the time to do this. It literally takes a few minutes. If you really deep dive into it, it could take you a bit longer, but you should definitely sit down, take 10 minutes, get a notepad and pen out and reflect on the year. Because if you don't, then what's the point? You need to always look to develop yourself. You should always look to be driving forward. And a lot happens in the year, and sometimes you can almost feel like the year's just December, because you're only really thinking about a month ago. A lot happens in the end. It's important to go back to the start and have a look at what happened in January, February, March, April, May as we come out of that lockdown, and what went well and kind of what needs improving. So the way you can start this is, because I've been doing this with my clients at the moment, is what you should do is look at your greatest fitness achievements throughout 2021 and just list them. List all the things that went well. If you did events, list them. If you hit any PBs at times in the year, hit them. And just you'll be surprised what you achieved in the last 12 months. So the first thing to do is list all your greatest fitness achievements in 2021 and give yourself a little pat on the back for that. And then you kind of want to be looking at what went well and what went wrong. It's quite obvious what went well and what went wrong in my year, because I had knee surgery this year that affected my training loads. So my fitness achievements, there were some, but it wasn't as many as I liked because of knee surgery and going through that. But then there were still positives within my year, so it's important I reflect on them. A good idea to do though is to flick through your camera on your phone. I did this the other day. Go right back to January and you'll see all the things you've done in the year, and you realise how far you've come. And I don't know, just a lot happens within 12 months, and you'll be shocked when you go back. And it's important you remember the things you've done and you don't just forget about them. So do that first. Reflect on 2021, greatest fitness achievements, what went well and what went wrong within your training. You can do this with your life goals as well. What went well and what went wrong in work, and if you're self-employed, where your business is at, the peaks and the areas that you need to improve on, and just kind of take the time to reflect on your 2021. It's a must do. You should always be doing that. Okay, the next topic we're going to talk about is then that leads nicely onto goal setting. And goal setting for 2022. This is again something. A year's a long time, and some people have an issue with this January, New Year, New Me. People kind of, I do find it strange when people say that, and when people get a bit defensive around a new year, new me kind of thing, and don't really agree with it, when I really think you should. I think I always get like this buzz going into January, not for clients or anything like that, for myself more than anything. I love reflecting on a year and then going, this all went well. I'm really excited about the year coming up, and I come into 2022. I can't wait for this year. I said the same thing last year and the year before, and I always have that mindset coming into January, like, I've got a brand new year, brand new 12 months. What do I want to achieve this year? And I use this to-do list app called Trello, and I'll put everything in tabs, and I'll list all the goals that I want to do in that app. And I have financial goals, I have business goals, I have fitness goals, and then I have kind of some more like personal development goals as well. So a few of mine, for example, last year was to start a podcast, start a YouTube channel. My my fitness performance goals, which I'll show you how to do in a moment. I didn't hit most of those because I was injured, but I still managed. I've still wrote down kind of things I'd like to achieve this year. Um, and then just goals where I'm at my business, and I look back of what I've built this year as I'm incredibly happy with that, and I'm going into 2022. I get quite excited about the things I'm going to do this year. So I think you should have that mindset coming into a new year of like what's going to be different, and there's loads that can be different. That could even be saving for a house, going on certain holidays. And then with the fitness side, which I'm going to talk more about today, you can really dive in and really be specific with this. So the way I've been getting my clients to do it, I've been asked them, the first question is, what's the one big thing you want to achieve this year? So mine is very much fully recover from knee surgery. So my knee surgery was on the 18th of November. I'm now 6 weeks post-surgery. Things are going well. I'm stepping it up. But like, I've got numbers I want to hit. And in fitness, you have your PBs, you have your max effort lifts, and then you have your kind of continuous working weight. I want to get back to the numbers that I was doing quite comfortably pre-knee surgery, and that's my one big thing I want to achieve this year, is get back to full fitness. And that's kind of like my goal. So I've got other people saying things like they want to take on cycling events, they want to get a better routine, and like this one big thing you want to achieve this year, that doesn't really have to be super specific. That's just kind of like what do you really want to achieve this year, and then once you kind of put that down, then you can start making it specific. So have a little think, what do you really want to achieve within your fitness goals this year, and then ask yourself another question of, do you want to do any sporting events? So if you're someone that runs, you should be looking really at doing like 5k events, 10k events, half marathon events. That could be something that that could be your one big thing this year, is like, actually I really want to run a half marathon. And then from that you can then work back, find a date, and then start making a plan for that date. So what's one big thing you want to do? If you're a sporty person, so you want to do triathlons, bike events, swimming events, running events, climbing events, mountain climbing events. What else can you do? If you've had a break from sport, it might be return to sport, return to the new season in September, and between now and then get over an injury and build to that event. That could be something that you want to achieve this year. So, and then from there, you then do performance measure goals. So then I ask my clients to set themselves 3 to 5 performance measure goals. So a performance measure goal is, if you said I want to get stronger, that's not a goal, that's not measurable. If you said my 3 rep max for back squat is 100 kilos, I want to do a 3 rep max of 110 kilos. Now that's a performance measure goal. If you run a 5k in 25 minutes and you want to do a 5k in 22 minutes, then that's a goal. That's a performance measure goal. So you can do it in 25 minutes, but this year you would love to break 22 minutes. So then you can start setting yourself time frames in which you want to achieve that goal, and then work your way back and start writing a program to then achieve that goal. So you want to kind of set yourself 3 to 5 performance goals as well. And that's, you can do strength, where you're measuring your 3 rep max. You can do body weight goals, such as do a push-up, do a pull-up, do 10 pull-ups, hold a plank for 1 minute, hold a plank for 2 minutes. They're all performance measured body weight goals you can do. Then you can do cardio goals, so hit a time for a specific distance. So that could be a 2k row, that could be a 5k run, 10k run. That could be an FTP cycling test. If you don't know what I mean by some of these, it's just because that's not in your sport. But if it is in your sport, you'll know what I mean. Then you can have even body composition goals. So this is if you want your body fat percentage to be a certain way. Then you kind of measure where you are now. You might be like, okay, I'm 25%. I want to go down to 20% by summer this year. That's a performance measure goal that you can measure and track. So let me go through that again. So goal setting, you want to kind of look at the one big thing you want to achieve this year. You want to look at, do you want to do any sporting events? Have you got any of those lined up? And then you want to set yourself 3 to 5 performance goals that you want to hit at one point this year. And the way you make them SMART goals is you make them specific, you make them measurable, you make them attainable. You have a reality of like a reality of if you can achieve it, and you need a time frame. So let's say you're squatting 100 kilos for free. We use that as an example, and you want to take that to 110. See, that's a smart goal because it's very specific, it's very measurable. Are you going to improve by 10 kilos? Then it is attainable because it is within a certain percentage from your current score, so to go up. So then you can then start saying what's a realistic approach to this, and then what's a time frame you can do it in. So if you said we're on January 1st today, I want to achieve this goal by April 2022. So it gives you like 12 weeks, a 12-week program to add 10 kilos. That's a realistic goal. So that's kind of achievable in that time. What's not a smart goal is saying I want to increase my back squat by to 130 kilos by April. I want to I want to increase my back squat to 130 kilos by April. That's probably not realistic in that time frame. Saying something like I want to do 110 kilos anytime within 2022, that's just not got a time frame on it. So then that's not a smart goal either. So when you're thinking of goals, you want to make them, you want to think of that approach and put little time frames on, and then that'll kind of get you motivated to go hit that goal. Sometimes within training, the hardest thing is motivation because you're not tracking a goal, you're not working towards an event. Getting fit, getting strong is a never-ending goal. So what does getting fit and getting strong mean? It doesn't really mean anything. But if you put little markers on all of these and then little time frames, you can start making graphs of progress, and then that's when you can then get motivation back. A lot of times when people jump into January, there's something called Blue Monday, which is the third Monday in January, and that's known as the worst day of the year because that's when most people give up on everything. It's really cold, it's really wet then. You've been training for 2 weeks, you've been on your diet for 2 weeks, and then you give up because you haven't seen the results yet. That's because you're trying to hit a goal too soon. And I always tell people, don't try to hit, if you want to get fit, what does that mean first? Okay, I want to run faster. Okay, that's a way that you can measure that you've got fitter. Okay, so you want to go from 25 minutes to 22 minutes. Right, don't try to do that by the end of the week. You're not going to get that by the end of the week. Set a time frame and then work your way back. So never try to get fit by the end of the week or try to get stronger by the end of the week. Set a time frame of when you need to be fit, when do you need to be strong by, when do you need to hit this goal by, and then work your way back. So let's say we'll go back to our squatting goal. You want to hit 110 kilos by the 1st of April. Right, so you're not trying to hit it by the second week in January. You're trying to hit it by week 12 in April. So then you can work back what needs to happen between that time. You might need to do some mobility work. You need to go through a few strength cycles. You need to do some accessory work. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is why you have personal trainers, because we do this. We reverse engineer your goal, and then we build you up to hit that. So never try to get fit or strong by the end of the week. Get fit or strong by a certain time point, and then work your way back. You get this. So if you wanted to improve your 5K running time, a lot of people can relate to running. Don't do max effort tests every single week. That's will you see results of that? Yeah, but then you also get burnt out a little bit. You'll go into, let's say you're going max effort every Saturday, you'll go into that Saturday sometimes not feeling right, then you might have a bad run when it's not actually a bad run. What you're better off saying is that I want to do this in 8 weeks time, I want to improve my 5K time. That's good. So you got 8 weeks of training, and then you do a max effort test, and within that period you'll do maybe some endurance work, so where you're running 6K 7K at a certain time split, so you're not max effort, it's just like a steady state jog, so you're building up endurance. It might be interval work where you're doing 5 1Ks at a certain split, and then that would just teach you how to run faster, and it will kind of help you better with pacing. So you'll do a lot of interval work and endurance work, maybe some fartlek work, building up to your test day, and then you'll go max effort on that test day. That's such a better way to approach training, and then you can then tick things off. One of my goals this year was to improve my 5K time by 1 minute. Boom, done. That's a very achievable goal. That's a very smart goal, and you've had a smart approach to that goal. And like I said, the thing is with Blue Monday, people do max effort, push themselves really hard, haven't necessarily seen the results just yet because it's only been 2 weeks, and then the motivation's gone. When you kind of have a clear goal with a clear plan in front of you, then it's very motivating it's easier to gain that motivation and stay on track for that. Okay, hopefully that made sense and I didn't waffle on too much. And then yeah, with that, so that's just training, that's setting kind of fitness goals. You can also look at other areas such as sleep, mobility, nutrition, and kind of the approach you want to have with those this year. So many people tell me about their poor sleep routine, and then they just assume there's someone that sleeps bad and they can't fix it. That's not you. You've just not really put the effort into fixing your sleep routine, and there's a million things you can do. I won't go too much in it now. I think I did a podcast before on it, but I'll definitely do another one coming up. But there's loads of things that you can do uh, to improve your sleep, and that's something that might be one of your goals this year. Get a better night routine, get a better morning routine, get a better sleep pattern, and you can use apps to track your sleep, and then that will have a good positive effect on you, for example. Okay, so two things you must do: reflect on 2021, because so much happens in a year, and you might have even had a bad October, November, December, and that's how you remember 2021 when the rest of the year could have been a positive. So it's important to find your positives throughout the year within training and with your normal life and your own development. And then going into 2022, you have to take the time to goal set and look at things you want to improve. If you're not a fitnessy person, then well done for listening to this podcast. I assume everyone who listens to this podcast is a fitnessy person. But if you're not a fitnessy person, you can set other goals, such as, I want to average 10,000 steps a day. That's what I want. You can look on all your Apple stats and show what your yearly average is. You might put that up a bit. I want to average 8,000 a day over the year. I want to average 10,000 a day over the year. I want to, you can start doing little stats like that. That's fitness. That still counts. And that's a good target to have. But if you're not doing the other fitness goals, then you can definitely do, personal development goals. I want to read so many books this year. I want to improve my sleep pattern. I want to go on this holiday. I want to save this much money. There are other goals you should do, and you should definitely take the time to do them. Okay, the final subject. I thought I'd make this podcast 15 minutes, and I've already gone over that. The final subject I want to talk about today is online coaching and online programming, what it means, and if it's something you should do. So and being in fitness and talking about programming, I always assume that people know what I'm talking about when I say programming, but I don't think most people do. So that's why I thought I'll clear this up, what online coaching, online programming means. So there's two styles of program that you can buy online, and a training program you can buy online. You get a generic program, and then you get a tailor made bespoke program. So the generic program is normally is a one size fits all. So it'll be based on a specific style of training. It'll be based around a training method that works, a training strength cycle, a training process that's a proven process that works for a certain type of person or for that trainer, for that coach. And it's kind of been like, I do this style program, why don't you jump on and do the same program as me? Whenever you've opened a fitness magazine, Men's Health, Men's Fitness, Women's Health, or you jumped online, bodybuilding.com or somewhere like that, you might see a program in there. Now that's a generic program. It's not tailored towards anyone. It's based around principles that should work for the majority of people, and they're normally quite cost effective. Should you do one of those? There's nothing wrong with doing them. I've been doing those for years, and you learn quite a lot about training. You go through different cycles, and you realize kind of what style of training works for you. And that's how you learn about programming. So they're great to do. They are very cost effective, and it's a great way to get structure behind your training. And I've launched quite a few in the past. I've kind of taken a step back from making generic programs now, and I'm very much on the tailored bespoke path, because I'm really trying to just really focus on that service and improve that service. So what is that? So bespoke programming or bespoke coaching is everything tailored to you. So, of course, there's some things that will work for everybody, such as strength cycles. So, if you're doing back squat, deadlift, bench press, for example, there's certain strength cycles that for like a 6-week period, 8-week period will work. So that's where you're not just doing 3 times 6 every week. Every week will be different, and it might be a named cycle, and that cycle will go for a certain time period and always build to a test week. So there will be strength cycles, and they're not made for individual people, there'll be like a set cycle. But what tailored coaching and tailored programming does is you assign that cycle to the person when it best fits them. So not everybody should be going through a 5-3-1 cycle, for example. It's not applicable to many people. So what a coach does is then assign you a strength cycle that they think will work for you. And then where the beef of the program is putting the exercises in that best suit you and best suit the way you want to train. And where the tailored approach is, if you've ever done a generic program, there might be things you love to do that are missing out that program. So if you love to bench press heavy, for example, and the program has not enough bench pressing, not enough volume for your bench press, then you might be adding in that yourself, and then you're messing up where the program's going because you're putting too much of your own thing in to a already structured program, and then you end up overloading too many areas incorrectly. You might not like the intensity side of a generic program. So what a tailor-made coaching is where you tell a coach everything you like, and then that coach gives you a structured program based on what you're telling them, taking in consideration your injuries, your time frame to work out, your training split for the week. Are you someone that trains twice a week? You train someone that trains 6 days a week? Because that matters on what the split looks like. When you buy a generic program, that might be 5 times a week. And if you only train 4, you're always going to miss a day and have to mess around with the structure of the program. So a coach does all that for you, and he makes a program based on you, and then based on your feedback, you continuously edit that process. So the main, and we're going to talk about that more, the main advantages of having online coaching or bespoke programming is taking uncertainty out of your programming, so you know exactly where you're going. It'll keep you accountable because someone's always checking in on you, checking your work, checking you're doing the workouts, and it'll expand your training knowledge. So you might say, okay, what I normally do is back squats, lunges, leg extension, leg curl, some calf raises on your leg day, for example. Or you might get a new coach and he'll introduce supersets, trisets. He'll introduce kind of split squats, step ups, single arm work, single leg work, different variations, and you go, oh, I didn't even know these exercises really exist, or you saw someone doing them, you didn't really think that's applicable for you. And then that's when it starts expanding your training knowledge. And that's the point of kind of online coaching. So if you are going to look into an online coach, there's things to consider is because the price model for bespoke training is pretty much quite similar, and what you should really look for though is what coach best suits you. And the good thing about Instagram, YouTube, and podcasts is that you can quickly look into a coach, listen how they talk, understand their training philosophy, try to get a better understanding of their background as a coach. And what you want to do is buy into someone you really like, because you're going to be with them for a long time. If you sign up for, like, say, a 12-week block, you'll be with them for that 12 weeks. So you want to kind of know that they're going to be editing and working with you for that full 12 weeks. So look at the experience and their training style, have a look for their Insta and their YouTube channels and stuff, and then really just look into what they offer. So I'll tell you how my package works. My package, I have a 5-step approach. I have bespoke programming with my online coaching. So that's, like I said before, I'll build a program based around all the areas you want to focus on. So you'll tell me your goals, I'll put them into SMART goals. So I sit down with people all the time and they'll be like, I want to get stronger, leaner, faster. And I'm like, right, okay, that's what they told me. What I do is then I'll go stronger. We'll measure these metrics, such as bench press, strict press, squat, deadlift. Might do some pull-up tests, and I'll put in some strength tests so I can track their performance. They want to get fitter, so I might put some cardio tests in to show that they are getting fitter, such as a 500-meter row, a 1K bike, a 250-meter ski erg, something like that. And then finally, leaner, then I'll start measuring body fat percentages. So you've told me you want to get stronger, leaner, faster. I've kind of put in real trackable SMART metrics and goals, and then I'll write a program for you to progress up to reaching those goals. So bespoke programming, I then dive into nutrition and lifestyle, so tracking calories. If you don't like tracking calories, trying to give you another approach to kind of keep an eye on your calorie intake. Lifestyle with sleeping, mobility, and mobility and nutrition as one, like trying to look at how to improve each of these areas. Metric tracking, using graphs to show progress. 4, accountability, so weekly check-ins. My clients always comment on their workouts and I comment back. We kind of have a chat after most workouts. And then I do everything by mobile app. So online coaching is like having a PT, but instead of seeing them one-to-one in the gym, you're seeing them virtually. What I do is I have a blend with my one-to-one and online. So I'll do all this for my one-to-one people I see in person, and then the difference with the online and one-to-one is I have contact time in the gym, so I'll do the workout with them. Compared to online, I'll just write the program, I'll send them all, and we track that way together. So that's kind of how my package works. It's like a 5-stage process, and it's something I've been really working hard on to develop. So is online coaching, online program for you? Well, it's one, personal training and coaching in general is for everybody. And I would say if you look at an Olympic weightlifter, a Team GB Olympic weightlifter, he does 2 moves. He does the snatch, he does a clean and jerk. He is a professional that does 2 moves on stage, but he would have a coach his whole entire life, writing his program, looking after his nutrition, looking after his sleep, because someone needs to hold someone accountable and someone needs to look at you from a different angle and stop you going in a comfort zone and making sure you're staying on track. Someone needs to be finding your weaknesses. We're not full of strengths. We have some strengths and then we have a lot of weaknesses, and a coach keeps your strengths and then fixes your weaknesses and adds in things to fix you and to balance you up as best as possible. So everybody needs if a top end Olympic weightlifter needs a coach, then we need coaches. So everybody needs a coach. That's how we grow, that's how we improve. So if personal training is not for you, because personal training is quite an expensive product because you're with somebody for quite a long time, online coaching is a cost-effective way to work with a coach one-to-one, but with just out the contact time in the gym. So it is for everybody, and it's something, if you're feeling a bit lost with your training, if you're feeling a bit of a rut, that's when that option comes available for you. And yeah, look at where your goals are at the moment, and if you are a bit lost with everything, then yeah, get a coach and then get your 2022 off to the best possible start. So with that, a little plug. On my online coaching, I work in 12-week blocks because that gives us a chance to hit the goal. We're never trying to get fit by the end of the week. We're trying to get fit in 12 weeks. We're not trying to get strong by the end of the week. We're trying to get strong in 12 weeks. And by strong and by fit, there'll be trackable metrics for that. So instead of trying to get fit by the end of the week, I do a 12-week block so I can reverse engineer the process to then hitting a goal. So I have a 12-week option, and at the moment I've put on a January Kickstarter offer on that, which will be available throughout January. So if you're super keen now, get involved and I'll build out your program. The day I'm recording this is January 2nd, so I can have programs ready for Monday 10th, or it'll be available throughout January. So if you do try to go to the gym, give it a go yourself and you get a bit stuck, then throughout January you can get this Kickstarter, but it'll only be available throughout January. So if that's something you want to do and you like my style, then jump on that. If not, definitely look into coaching with other people, just so you can step up your fitness game. Right then, that's it. That's it for this week's episode. Let's try to close it in 30 minutes. If you watch this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel because it really does do it a load of good. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, then just click follow, because again, it does wonders for the channel. It makes it appear, it sorts the algorithm out and it makes it appear up to more people. I hope you have a great New Year weekend and a great start to your new year. And yeah, I hope you have a great start to 2022. This will be a weekly podcast, so thanks for listening, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much.